I believe that many people have heard of this word, soulmate, but few understand the spiritual depth of this word. Praise be to God, brothers and sisters. Let me hope each and every one of you is doing well. And if there is something that is not going on well in your life, I pray that our mighty God intervenes in your situation and things get well. Because with His intervention, everything will work out for your own good. We bless and praise His name, and we thank Him for this fruitful day that He has offered to us. And we are alive because He wills for us to be here today. I believe that many people have heard of this word, soulmate, but few understand the spiritual depth of this word. Ekigambo kino soulmate kya mwoyo, bangi bakimanyi era bakiwuliddeko, naye tebamanyi buziba bwakyo era tebamanyi nti ekintu kino kya mwoyo era kikwataganira ddala n'enkola za Katonda. Ebintu ebisinga mu nsi muno Katonda yabiteekawo lwa nsonga era yabikola okusinziira ku pulaani ye, okusinziira ku kwagala kwe n'enteekateeka ze eza buli kimu okujja wamu. Kyova olaba nti mu ntandikwa bwe yatonda omusajja yamujja mu mukazi. This is very important to note and to understand. In the beginning, when God made man, He later made a woman out of a man. But this is not to mean that He physically got a woman out of a man, but spiritually their soul was one, and God separated the two souls to make a woman and a man. So this is where the spiritual depth of the word soulmate comes from, because these are two souls separated at creation, but God's intention was to make them unite again as one through the bond of marriage. The concept that God intended for those two souls to find each other and become one was a concept of marriage. So each and every one of us has his own soulmate out there, but it is again through our own will that we can align ourselves in the path of finding our soulmates. This doesn't mean that once you find your soulmate will be an angel. It doesn't mean this person will be as perfect, but this is the only time you will be fulfilled as a human being, as a whole soul that was initially constructed by God and separated by God when He was deploying those souls on earth. So this is where spiritually the word soulmate means the part of you that God separated from you when He was deploying you on earth. So one soul separated, we become individual soul, but each one of us has his soulmate. That is the part of you you need to find. This doesn't mean everything will feel like heaven on earth. No, you are finding your soulmate, part of you. Together you are powerful, you are strong. Together you can accomplish much, because this is the fullness of one soul put together through marriage, through a relationship that God intended to bring these two souls together. Omuntu ono tolowooza nti bw'ajja mu bulamu bwo buli kimu kijja kuba kitambula bulungi, kujja kubeera nga kubeera na malayika. Omwoyo guno si malayika, wabula kye kitundutundu ku ggwe, era obunafu bw'obuntu naye abulina. Obunafu obwo abulina mu ngeri zonna, wabula kijja kuba kyangu nnyo gwokwasaganya obunafu bwe, kubanga kino kitundutundu ku ggwe. Naye bwe mubeera ewamu mubeera b'amaanyi ate musobola okukola ebintu bingi ebyenjawulo. Wabula kino njagala okimanye nti tekitegeeza nti buli muntu ku nsi kuno ajja kufuna soulmate. Waliwo abava ne ku nsi nga tebasobodde, oba abamu olw'okuba nti Katonda yatutonda n'okwesalirawo. Because of our free will, you might reject your soulmate. Just like people reject many things which are right, it doesn't mean that you will easily accept to be yoked with your soulmate. You might reject them, you might be far away from them, because at the end of the day, it is about your obedience and aligning your will with the will of God to go through that path of leading you where to find and be together with your soulmate. Ekintu ekyo kikulu okutegeera nti okubeera ne soulmate woba okumufuna n'okumuyingiza mu bulamu bwo kiri eri ggwe n'okukkiriza n'okugondera engeri Katonda gy'akwasaganyaamu kuzza mu kkubo eri kutuusa ku muntu oyo oba ku mwoyo ogwo ogwaggyibwa ku ggwe. Si buli muntu nti ajja kukkiriza, si buli muntu nti ajja kugonda. Abantu abamu bajja nakwesambajja ekintu ekifaananako bwe kityo bave ne ku nsi kuno nga tebatuukiriza, wabula senga Mukama akuyamba omuntu oyo najja mu bulamu bwo nga y'oyo. Mu butuufu ojja kwewuunya engeri gye mukolamu ebintu n'engeri gye mwakompulishingamu ebintu mu bulamu bwammwe. Few are lucky to align themselves with the path that leads them to their soulmate, because it involves obedience, fear of God, and also being disciplined, adhering to the word of God. Some people get their soulmates even if they are not believers. Don't think only believers will get their soulmates, but aligning yourself in line with the path that leads you to your soulmate, that confines you with your soulmate, or that bridges all the gaps that are hindering you to get together with your soulmate for you to be one. It takes God, and it is doable through God. So the word soulmate is spiritual, and yes, finding a soulmate is possible. I'll leave these verses and hope they let you in on a revelation of understanding that the word soulmate is godly and spiritual. It is in God's plan for you to find your soulmate. Our first verse is Genesis 2:18. In this verse, we have gone back from creation. God has already created your soulmate. So it's up to you to align yourself into that path that leads you to your soulmate. And if you are already in that line, for sure you will find your soulmate, because soulmate means another soul that is meant to be with your soul. You are one soul but separated by God when He was deploying you on earth. Our final but crucial verse is Proverbs 31:10-11. This hints on what it means to find a soulmate. They are precious, they are treasurable, and they are trustworthy. You find peace in your soulmate once you get to find them. The corrections you make to each other will be compatible to being together. It will be so easy to set up each other into fitting together when you realize how precious, how compatible, how useful, and how stronger the both of you are together. I want to leave you with an understanding that the word soulmate is godly, spiritual, and it is possible for each one of us to find that peace that was separated from them by God, only to unite together through the institution that God intended for those souls to be together, and that is marriage. Take a minute.